All right, good morning, everybody. Thursday, 43 degrees in Los Angeles, California at 5:33 a.m. Let's get to some NBA news right now. It's coming up. They've just stated quietly that the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA, has been opted out just a day before the trade deadline. So hopefully there's no work stoppage. If they opt out, that would mean that the contract and bargaining would not go on until 23-24. It would end immediately. So hopefully they stay in, negotiate, and get something done so there's no work stoppage. Other than that, it was a fun night in the NBA last night. We had a lot of Dame went off for his regular 37 points. He's having 37, 38 points per game as they beat the San Antonio Spurs. Let's see what else we got here. NBA headlines. NBA. There we go. Paul George came back, 17 points, a triple-double. Now, Kawhi Leonard. This is what has become of Kawhi Leonard. When the big talk is about Kawhi Leonard, season high 31 minutes, and then he'll probably sit out a couple more games. A lot of money for Kawhi Leonard to play just a few games and then come back and play a little bit more. So we'll see how that Clippers and the Kawhi Leonard thing works out after a while. Steve Ballmer has the patience. He thinks he has the team. Let him rest and see what he does in the playoffs. But if he sits out like that in the playoffs, that's going to be tough. That's going to be really tough for the Clippers. And it looks good. It's like New Orleans is at the top of the pile there, and everyone loves their bench. They love Zion. They love what they're doing down there in New Orleans. It's New Orleans, Memphis, and I believe, I would say, who else would I say in the West? It's such a weird year with the Lakers being at the bottom, with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. It's kind of scary to think that they are not doing so well. That's a horribly put together team. Overall, the league, it's I'm looking at the Major League Baseball standings. Here we go. It's early. I just woke up. I haven't had a drink. It's my first drink of the Red Bull. Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland. Those are the darlings at the top, 1, 2, and 3, and the Brooklyn Nets at 4. And then in the West, it's New Orleans, Memphis Grizzlies, Denver Nuggets, and Portland Trailblazers. I said the Phoenix Suns have had a 5-game losing streak. And the other thing that's eligible today, as of December 15th, there's about 30 or 35 players that are eligible to be traded today. A lot of bench players, a lot of people coming off of free agent signings that are now eligible in the NBA. So there could be some moves, not today, maybe today, I don't know. But there will be some movement in the NBA shortly. So the slew of players are available to be traded if their team you can already see your San Antonio Spurs, your Houston Rockets, your Oklahoma City Thunder, and your Los Angeles Lakers. Now that Timberwolves deal didn't seem like it's working out very well, that trade. So I would see some movement with the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is playing his ass off, and they're at 13 and 15. Karl Anthony Towns is out. And that Rudy Gobert experiment with the two. We've seen that before. We've seen the two big guys, the Twin Towers. I don't think we need to see that anymore. I have a feeling that that's going to be put out. Okay, let's go on to the NFL. Before one last note, Steph Curry got hurt. He's going to have an MRI on his shoulder on Wednesday or Thursday morning. See if he's okay. They're currently sitting at number 10 spot in the Western Conference. So I wish him what best health and hope he gets back and gets a clean MRI. So on to the NFL. We have Kenneth Walker is not on the for the Seattle Seahawks running back, Kenneth Walker, is not on the injury report, so that's good news. They will be coming. He'll be available for Fantasy League, and he'll be available for Thursday Night Football, which is tonight with the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy versus Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker up there in Seattle. And Seattle's fighting to stay in the playoffs with their run. Jerry Jones, stand by. Let's stand by. Here we go. Jerry Jones says, let's stand by the OBJ decision. Odell Beckham Jr. still in the conversation, but I don't think he's going to play this year. I think he just kind of wants to stay relevant in the news, and Jerry Jones has something to say every week on his radio show. So it's kind of a non-news thing, but OBJ's in there, and it looks like Cole Beasley will be going for the Bills, and they've resolved all their issues. And there's some headlines in there with Sean McVay, and do the teams, the Broncos and the Rams, regret their trades? The Broncos might regret that trade, but I don't think the Rams do. They got a Super Bowl, so I think they're okay. I think they're completely fine with not having having a down year this year, and they got Baker Mayfield coming in, and they could find out. The only problem is they traded away all their draft picks. The other news is Steve Keim from the Arizona Cardinals says GM has taken a leave of absence due to health reasons. We wish him well. Hope he gets healthy and maybe finds a new team, because the Arizona Cardinals are falling apart just before your eyes. But all those guys are under contract for a long time. Arizona doesn't have big money ship owners, so that management and might stay intact, but might find a new GM. But I feel like the coach was still there because they still have to pay him to leave. Another person I forgot, I was talking about fantasy football quarterbacks, and Desmond Ridder. He could go 4-0 and win the division for the Atlanta Falcons. I forgot Marcus Mariota's season is over. He had knee surgery. He is now not the quarterback, and the rookie Desmond Ridder. So fantasy purposes, if you're starting your playoffs tonight, set your lineups for accordingly. And you also have an option of Desmond Ridder as your quarterback if he's on the waiver wire in your redraft leagues. Like I said, Damian Harris is listed as questionable. Swift not on the DeAndre Swift. Swift. What can I think of his name? Yeah, DeAndre Swift. I don't know why I second guessed myself at 5:30 in the morning. DeAndre Swift is not on the injury report. Looks like he's getting a lot more playing time. Mr. Touchdown, Jamal Williams didn't do so well in fantasy. The other game looks like the red hot and rolling Lions with Jared Goff finally coming together. They got another Jameson Williams, another weapon at wide receiver, along with James and Reynolds. And looks like that team is on fire, and they're going to go roll with DeAndre Swift in the back. And then those Raiders that are falling apart, Josh Jacobs, he was limited. Ryan Tannehill was limited. Damian Harris. But tonight's the big matchup against the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. We'll see Brock Purdy, see if he can continue that win streak and see what he can do with the 49ers. If you watch Prime, and I don't know, do you like the Prime show? Do you like the Prime network? Prime time with their games haven't been that great, and it's kind of odd to see, but I do like the halftime. So we'll see what happens tonight versus the Seattle Seahawks. I think that's pretty much what's going on. I'll check Twitter, check the wire. Let's see what we got going on. Recruits, they're talking about the Jets. Oh, yeah. The World Cup, baby. Morocco's out. France is in. Everyone's excited. In France, they took to the streets to celebrate. Let's see. There's Damian Pierce, Brandon Cooks, Derek Singletary for the Texans. They're not practicing. Texans quarterback Davis Mills is going to do a platoon. Again, not to with Jeff Driscoll, who's been added to the squad. Rex Burkhead added to the squad, starting running back. That's about it, guys. It's 11 minutes and 5 seconds. It's cold in New York. It's cold in LA. I wish you guys a good week, and it's Thursday night. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30. Enjoy your week, everybody. Talk to you again.